Well, what is up, birds and hoes? It's Asher OpTic MiDNiTE, and today we are back for Power Down episode number 23.
23.
Nailed it. Holy
Nailed
cow.
it.
You know what we really have been nailing lately?
Totally making these on time.
Yes, on time and regularly is definitely, like, we went on such a long streak.
We did.
Where we had a random one just not work out. And then you were traveling. I had something.
Yeah. I guess we actually only missed last week. It wasn't 2 weeks.
No, I swear, bro. We like missed a week and then we did one and then we missed another week. So technically we did like 2 podcasts in a month.
It's true. It was just, you know, every alternating weeks. That's still better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
But still not as good as other podcasts.
No, but that's okay. That's
and also we won't have one next week. Because it's a holiday.
Yeah.
And then when Amanda gets back, I'm leaving for 4 days. So
but for exciting reasons.
Yes, it's exciting stuff. You'll see on the channel. You'll definitely see what I'm up to. So either way, I'm excited though. So anyway, it just feels, that's why it feels weird. Like I feel like I just feel like we're behind. Almost.
I don't know, like time's been weird this month. It both seems like it's dragging and going really, really fast.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
August went really fast.
It did. It did.
Like the whole summer actually went extremely fast.
I know. Like I mean, I traveled so much and it's all done.
I'm still proud of us for doing 23 episodes. So I'm really enjoying it.
Same.
I'm excited. And I'm excited because I'm kind of going into like a really busy time right now. Like I'm not even streaming as much as I should and uploading as regularly as I should just because like I'm kind of frazzled in real life right now. Just getting everything set for this move to Dallas. Like I have to put in my 60 days where I live.
Yeah.
There's some pressure with that. Yeah, there's some stuff I got to do with that still. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then I'm looking for a place to live in Dallas. That's where I'm going next week. Yeah, it's kind of stressful, but very exciting at the same time because, you know, F it. I'm doing something.
Awesome.
I know. Doing something I never did before. I'm moving across the country.
That's crazy.
I know. I'm actually really excited, dude. It's time to like spread my wings.
I'm excited to see it.
And fly. Yes. Yo, if there's an event in Dallas, you definitely got to swing by my place.
I will.
Check it out. Yeah, I'll let you stream from my thing. We'll make a real life pocket, whatever you want to do. I'm very excited.
Heck yeah.
But you got some exciting, exciting stuff happening for me. But what happened for you, Amanda? That's exciting.
I'm on my building blocks, Ashley. I'm getting on. I'm climbing up the ladder.
You're laying the bedrock to the foundation of the Amanda the Jedi stuff.
LLC.
Yeah, LLC. I was gonna say.
Yeah. No. So couple of awesome things happened last week. For one, I got a G Fuel code.
Hey.
Which is the stuff
behind me. A brisk code.
What?
A brisk code.
Yeah, totally. A brisk code. A brisk mate code. 10% off. Code Jedi. It's official. It's really cool.
Real. Congrats. That's really dope. G Fuel code. Use code Jedi. She said that, not me.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, buy brisk mate. Obviously.
Yes, I personally like brisk better
I just can't get it where I live.
G-Fuel?
Otherwise, I would actually be so down to try it. So.
Well, they have normal brisk where you live. Because we're sponsored by Brisk now instead of Brisk Mate. So it's all of Brisk. So there's a ton of Brisk drinks. You get tea. My favorite one's a fruit punch one. There's all kinds of different ones.
My dad works for Coke.
Oh.
So I got to watch what I buy.
Really? He's like, don't buy those Pepsi products.
For once, well, we're not going to talk about this. I prefer the Coca-Cola to Pepsi beverages, but there are a lot of things that Pepsi makes that I prefer to what Coke has. Like I prefer 7-Up to Sprite and stuff like that.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew. They don't have Mellow Yellow anymore, so those don't have anything.
Wait,
so,
they don't?
Stuff. No, they got rid of Mellow. Maybe they have it in the States. They don't have it in Canada anymore, but
I think they still have it at like Chipotle.
Oh, they probably do.
Speaking of Chipotle,
yeah, holy crap!
OpTic's got a thing with Chipotle now, and there's actually I think the sweepstakes is ending really soon, but there's just like a sweepstakes you can enter to get a free trip to the OpTic house, and it just looks really cool, very exciting. So cool. Guac grind
sweepstakes.
I know, just really cool.
Not eligible to Canadians, but it's fine.
Wait, it's not?
I didn't check, but it probably isn't. Usually it's all continental United States. I'll check, but that
makes
really cool
sense though.
Chipotle is awesome.
Yeah, Chipotle is awesome. Is that your favorite thing to eat in the States, or do you guys have that there?
We have Chipotle in areas of Canada, but not anywhere near me.
Oh.
So they have it in Toronto.
Okay.
So in Toronto, I can get it. But it is like one of my favorite things to eat when I go places because it's like it's easy, it's filling.
What do you get?
I get a chicken burrito.
Nice.
Yeah, I know burrito bowls are the movement, but it's not. I like the tortilla.
Yeah, I have 2 different orders. I have the order where I'm very health conscious, trying to have too many carbs, really trying to make healthier choices. And then I have the order where it's like, F it. I'm going in. I'm getting tacos. I'm getting like cheese and sour cream and like barbacoa.
You gotta get the cheese and the sour cream. That's the best part.
Yes, the sour cream is really good. Yeah, but yeah, I usually get like, if I'm trying to be healthy, I get a half portion of rice, sometimes double chicken if I really want like a lot of protein, or I'll get like chicken, guac, some of them toppings on there. It's good.
I love it.
I used to not even like guacamole.
I don't really mess with it too much because I'm not a fan of onions.
Dude,
and I'm pretty sure they have onions in their guac.
No, bro. I mean, maybe like the one off. I hate onions too. And I actually I had never tried guacamole, but like the look of it, the smell of it, I was like, nah, I'm not even going to bother. And then my mom, I was eating Chipotle with her and she's like, try this on a chip. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. And then I was like, holy shit, I'm woke. So now every time I get guac. It's actually like a really healthy fat too. So.
It is, yeah. That's the best part. I do like avocado. So I'll give it a go. Next time I'm there. I'll at least try it with the chips, and then if I like it with the chips, maybe I'll like dip my burrito in it, you know? Oh my God. Play the game.
Don't even dip, just schmear.
Just smear? Schmear is like a gross word.
Yes, it is. Yeah. There's a place called, do you have Einstein bagels there? Probably not. Or bagels. Did you hear how I just said that? People roast me all the time. Yeah, I say bagels and they roast me. It's bagels, right?
I don't know. It's like...
Maybe it's a northern thing.
There is literally like 3 different ways to say A in the English language. Get off me.
Yeah, there is, like, there's a ton of different weird ways to say words.
Even in my name. Amanda.
Amanda.
Did
people do that to you when you were a kid?
No,
Amanda.
Yeah, because the friends. It was always my friend's mom that did it. But no, I was a French school, so I heard, Amanda, viens ici, Amanda.
Oh my gosh.
Like, please, you can't make, there's certain names you can't make French, and that's one of them.
People used to call me Ashley. They thought that was funny.
Wow.
And then my last name's Glassel, so they call me Glass Ass. So Ashley Glass Ass. And then all my friends, my nickname when I was like 18, my nickname was Glass Ass.
That's fantastic.
Which I repped because that is actually a compliment if you think about it.
Glass Ass.
Yeah.
So fit, cuts diamonds.
Yeah, not really. Like, not really too much, but
it's fun.
I don't know. So what else happened though? You got
the coveted Twitch partnership.
You have a badge now, bro. You're way more important than everyone else now.
I know, I love it. And I go into
cool?
chats and I'm like, look at the little verified check mark.
That's dope, though. Congrats. Bro, I told you. Like, I told you you were going to get a code and you would get a partnership. You were telling me your goals, and I was like, you're going to get that. No problem, dude.
Bless you, Ashley.
And look at you.
I've achieved every goal this year.
Every goal
I set up. Yeah, every goal I set up.
The year ain't even over, girl.
Ain't even over.
You should
now
make
we're just working on numbers, building the numbers.
Make quarter 4 goals.
What? Sorry?
You should make quarter 4 goals. Fourth quarter of the year.
I should.
End of the year.
I want to try to get to 100 subs.
Ooh, girl. You could do it.
I'm working on it. I got a lot right in the beginning, and then I lost some because I was traveling so much, but we're pretty much exactly back. Actually, we are exactly right back where we were.
Dude, it's hard. Anytime you take time off, I swear to God, they go to your channel and click unsubscribe.
It's also with like the Twitch Prime stuff. Like a lot of people sub with that, and if you're not streaming, they don't go to your channel, so they don't automatically get it. So if somebody has it that is just running, they might forget about it and let it go. But if it's like if you actively have to go to the channel and click Twitch sub, if you're not streaming, they're not going to do that. So
yeah, it's true. You got to be really active. And that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of nervous. Like, I've been kind of, like I said, iffy with streaming lately just because I have so much going on. I did this stream with this NBA player. Did you see that?
Yeah. I did.
How
was that, by the way?
It was really awesome. I got to go. It was in the Timberwolves training facility. So, those of you guys that don't know, Call of Duty reached out to me and said, hey, we're going to be in Minnesota. We're doing this thing with Karl-Anthony Towns. He's a Minnesota Timberwolves center. He's actually like one of the best players on the team, and I think one of the best centers in the NBA. I'm biased.
You're biased?
Maybe there's other ones that are cool, but he's my favorite now. But they were like, hey, we're going to do this, you know, World War II beta stream. Do you want to? And I'm like, well, let's see. I don't have to fly. It's like literally 20 minutes away. Sure, why not? Because they've been wanting to work with him for a while because he was like playing the game at E3 and everything. And he's just like he's actually really good at the game. Like, I was very surprised how good he was at the game. So anyway, it's really cool. Is that like the Timberwolves practice facility in downtown Minneapolis? They have like a court for them, and then the Minnesota Lynx. I don't know if you know, but the Minnesota Lynx are the best team in the WNBA.
Oh, I
hands down. Maybe not currently. I mean, it's the off season, but we've been winning championships. I think we won in 2015. One before that, one after that. We have a multi-championships. They have like the trophies there and everything. And they're the only Minnesota team that is currently winning championships. So
yeah, let's go Vikes.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I hope the Vikings kick ass this year. That's neither here nor there. But so yeah, it was really cool. Like the stream, I think, went really well. It was really cool. He's really nice, and the beta is really fun. Yeah. And then he gave me a tour of like the whole facility, right? And so I was like, yo, this is so dope. And it just he did a really great job making me feel like
welcome.
Yeah, and special. Like he's showing me cool shit.
Yeah, because I feel like that's something that I would worry about with somebody like that, because like, you know, this is a basketball player and you are a, like, you know, YouTuber, streamer, female, male. Like, not that that matters, but it's like sometimes it's hard to make those worlds
to find like common ground. He was actually like super sick. Like we were talking about other games, and I will probably play some more games together soon because we added each other up and stuff. So yeah, he was just like super nice, right? And so like really down to earth guy. He's only 21 too. He looks like so much older.
I don't know what it is about basketball players. It's got to be the height, because you look at them and you're like, okay, you're like 27.
I mean, he has like
I just graduated high school.
Yeah, he has like a full beard, deep voice, everything. So I was like, this is a grown ass man. And I found out he's 21. I mean, 21's obviously you're still like you're a man. But
you're a man, but it's
he looked like a man to me. So I was like, whatever. But he took me back, and it was like Sunday at like 4 p.m. So I'm like, okay, nobody's here, because it's like their corporate offices are there too.
Yeah.
And so then he takes me to like the coaches' rooms, and I'm like, why is there lights on in there? Like someone's here. And it was the head freaking coach.
Nice.
He introduced me. So I got to meet the head coach of the Timberwolves, super nice guy. We were talking to him for a little bit, and his office was just like really cool. He had all kinds of crazy stuff on the walls. Like it literally looked like he was like Albert Einstein of basketball. The stuff he had on the walls, it was like names and numbers, and it was just such a cool experience. Like I was a long-time Minnesota Timberwolves fan. I mean, I like all Minnesota sports, and I remember going to Minnesota Timberwolves games when I was a kid when we had like Kevin Garnett, Wally Szczerbiak, Cassell, Sprewell. It was amazing, right? And well, you probably didn't follow it, but we were good. We were good once on the Timberwolves, right? We made it to the game right before the finals, and that was like the year KG won MVP, I'm pretty sure. And I just remember like being mad little kid hyped. And so that was the last time I felt like we had a super good Timberwolves team. But now the last year, I think we did really great too. And then this year, we're looking really good. Like we made some acquisitions, got a really young, good team. And so it's just really cool to talk to them about that kind of too, because they're in like really good spirits. And so, I don't know, it was just like a great thing for like a Minnesota fan. I'm getting his jersey. We did a redesign of the jerseys. So they're not out yet. But as soon as they go live,
you get one.
I'm getting a Towns jersey, dude. I got it. It was really cool.
You got it. Nice.
And it was super cool. Did you play a lot of the beta this weekend?
Oh, yeah, I did. I streamed it all weekend.
Really? So
yeah, like as much as I could. I was doing a lot of editing for some of those trips I was taking, but I streamed it for like a bunch on Sunday and then Friday and Saturday.
Nice. So good, bad COD, good COD? Hard to tell yet?
Hard to tell for me. I really enjoyed it, but I know there's people who enjoyed it more, and I know there's people who really didn't like it.
Yeah, I did too. I saw kind of a wide variety of reactions. I mean, most of the reaction of the people that I follow, obviously I'm a hardcore Call of Duty fan, and a lot of the people I follow are too. For the most part, the reaction seemed really good, and I don't know if you saw, but there's like a survey that you can take.
Oh yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, I encourage all of you guys to actually take the survey if you have time. I gave like a really well thought out like 12 paragraph response or whatever. For the most part, I really like it, though. There's some stuff that I'm like, I don't know about that. But for the most part, I really like the beta. I really think the game is going to be a solid game, especially for competitive.
Yeah, for competitive, it should be really interesting, I think.
It's going to be so good. Did you see that Team Envious
dropped their entire roster?
Except for Slasher.
Slasher?
Yeah.
Yep, I saw.
I was looking on Deserto. They had like a list of all the current free agents in Call of Duty, like all the old pros that are coming back, and then all the ones that like don't have orgs right now. And I was like, damn, it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens.
I know. There's all sorts of stuff about potentially dropping, like the FaZe might drop like half of their current roster and pick up different people too. It's like, I think so far the only team I haven't really heard any major changes about is OpTic. So it's like, because
why would they?
Yeah, I can't mess with your boys. So
I mean, we just won.
Why would you?
I mean, okay, so I understand Envy's thing. Like Slasher was probably obviously really upset. You lose 2 best-of-5s in the season, whatever playoffs. You lose 2 best-of-5s in champs finals. Yeah, heartbreaking. But is that, and before boots on the ground, like John, incredible boots on the ground player. JCap, one of the best boots on the ground players. I would think they would at least play the new game together before they would make such a drastic change.
Yeah, because that's a big change. Unless something happened that they're like, we can't reconcile.
Yeah, it's true. You never, maybe that was it. Like Slasher may have just hit his point with those players and was like, it's either I'm gone or they're gone, or but that's what it kind of seemed like. If they all left but him, it kind of seems like he.
Well, they literally said, I think I was reading John's, like they were released. It wasn't like by choice. They didn't want to leave. So
yeah, shit. I hope that like I thought John and JCap were a great combo. I kind of hope they stick together. And Apathy's really good too.
He is, yeah.
He's super good. So I don't know.
They're all proven pros, so you know.
Yeah, roster Mania is going to be really interesting though. I'm glad OpTic's not making a change. I feel like they should. Definitely wait till the new game comes out, though, right?
Yeah, wait until you see how people kind of play together, because, like, you know, wouldn't it suck to just release your roster and then people start playing when the game comes out with the new teams and it's like they're just gods and you let it walk away?
I still can't believe FaZe dropped Clayster.
I know.
Man. I just, that was such a short-sighted move.
That was
in my opinion.
A very short-sighted move that did not pan out for them, because EUnited and FaZe probably ended. They've ended in very similar spots.
I think they both got 5th, 6th, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Same amount of money.
That, or 4th, 5th, something like that. You know, they ended very similarly, and it's not like it got them any closer. Like I feel like Anaheim was just this very weird event that a lot of teams just completely, because Envy got knocked out super early at Anaheim, and you know, OpTic got knocked out not super early, but early-ish, and then FaZe got knocked out at like 16th place. So nobody did well at Anaheim, and I feel like everybody just scrambled after that. Yeah. And I think that FaZe just made a very short-sighted decision to try to win champs, and it's like that was just a bad decision. They kept being like, oh yeah, we picked up our new rock star, and I'm like, yeah, but you dropped the tried and tested true rock star to pick up this like one game
it was. I see Clay as like, I mean, and he's bounced around franchises obviously when he was bouncing with OpTic, then he bounced over to he went right to FaZe after OpTic, right?
It was
Denial. He went to Denial first. Won champs with Denial.
OpTic. Oh yeah, so yeah, it was but either
OpTic,
way,
Denial, FaZe United. And so he's that franchise player though, like he is that guy, you know what I mean? And like,
because there are OpTic fans that still root for Clayster just because he was on OpTic.
Same, you know? I do, unless he's playing us. Then I'm like, F him, get him OpTic, get him Karma.
I like seeing him do well because, like I said, I like rewarding passion. You know?
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I don't know. I think it's just really interesting the amount of craziness that's going on, and all of it benefits OpTic. I'm happy. I'm happy with roster Mania.
It's true.
I mean, you look at it. Crim6, arguably, possibly one of the greatest boots on the ground.
The winningest player in Call of Duty.
Boots on the ground player. Karma, also one of the winningest, best boots on the ground players. Scump is just good at literally everything.
Yeah, he is.
So he'll continue.
Yeah.
And then Formal, I was getting so triggered. I know I don't like to tell people when I get triggered because they just do more to continue triggering.
Yeah.
I saw people in my specific Twitch chat and on Twitter saying that Formal's going to be ass at boots on the ground and he's a jetpacker. I was like, bro, have you never seen him play Ghost? Like, he was dominant in Call of Duty Ghost. I know that was before
they forget that he even played it. I think they're like, okay, he came from Halo. So they automatically assume that from Halo, he went right to AW. But it's like, no, he was in Ghosts before that. And Ghosts is completely boots on the ground. So,
yes, and he was very good. I think he won a tournament with Envy during Ghost before we picked him up. We picked him up right at the end of Ghost, and he was one of the best players. I still remember going to champs for Call of Duty Ghost. That's when I first met Formal, like face to face, and I was like, this guy's really nice. And then I was watching the tournament, and he was just murdering people. And that was when he was on TK. He was murdering when he was on TK. He was murdering when he was on Envy, and so. I don't know. I guess it's just people that don't know. But Formal is going to be one of the greatest ARs in the game, I think. And he was saying after the champs win in an interview that he's hyped that it's going to boots because now all he has to do is pre-aim, and he has like some of the craziest.
Now it's because for a while it was like not only do you have to pre-aim, you have to be prepared for somebody jumping up from above, sliding in around corners. Like now it's like dolphin dives. That's all you really have to worry about. And like, it's very rare for somebody to dolphin dive around a corner in a competitive match. They're
going to be dolphin diving away from Formal, I tell you that much. And I'm so excited for competitive on this game because it's just, I think we talked about this on the last episode, so I won't touch on it too much. Maybe we didn't. Maybe I just made a separate video about it. But competitive Call of Duty is better in boots on the ground. People say like, oh, well, Jetpacks takes more skill because you have to maneuver while you're shooting. And that takes I mean, that definitely does take a certain skill set.
It does.
But the teamwork involved in boots on the ground competitive Call of Duty is absolutely nuts. Like, it's actually insane. I don't know if you played. Did you play like any competitive Black Ops 2? Did you go back and check it out?
No, I like a little bit, but I'm just not very. I rush too much. Like, I'm just too much of a. I'm too much of an impatient player to do like anything effectively. It's competitive. I'm the same in CS.
It's competitive on boots on the ground is completely different, and I think it's better. It's more strategic. It takes more team skill. It's less about individual going off plays and trades, and more about map control, spawn control, and understanding how to work together.
Yeah, there's less chances for, like jetpacking. There's all these like opportunities for, you never saw really any consistency in IW because any team had that chance to just figure out some kind of weird little exploit that they would do amazing with, or there was too many variables to take into account, which takes skill, but it means that you're so worried about which direction somebody's going to come in from the sky that you can't really even worry about telling somebody, okay, but if you go there, we go here, we're going to force their spawn out somewhere else, it was so finicky. So it's just like a different type of skill set. I understand both points that somebody would say that jetpacking would take more skill, but I just think that I think it's harder to get these like amazing plays and boots on the ground because people are on even footing, essentially, everybody's on that same level.
I'm going to be interested to see how, because the greatest boots on the ground teams, OpTic, the teams that come to my mind, OpTic, Envious, and obviously Complexity. In Complexity's run, it was one of the most dominant runs you've ever seen. OpTic had a really good run also in Modern Warfare 3, but there was not as many tournaments going on at that time. And so we were dominant in Modern Warfare 3, and then Black Ops 2 came out, and that was when, obviously you had Farico Impact, but then Black Ops 2 and Ghost, you had Complexity. And so it really, I feel like boots on the ground Call of Duty, and we'll have to see how this one goes, but it's harder for newly formed teams or for just a mix of players to make it in the same way that you could on Jetpack CODs, because once you have good teamwork down and once you're one of the most dominant, teams, it's hard to dethrone them in boots. So I'm, like I said, I mean, I'm not going to do the jinx or anything, knock on wood. No. I feel like all these roster changes highly benefit OpTic. I'm so glad they stuck together. I was a little nervous after, not this last champs, but obviously the one where they got 2 7s in a row. I was really nervous, like Formal was going to go or someone was going to split. Like Krim was going to split or something, or just any player was going to split. And I'm so glad they stuck it out. I think they're so glad they stuck it out. And now, I mean, it's looking real good, baby.
Looking real good. They're looking real good. And they're like one of the teams that you don't really hear about any kind of like inner beef, because like there's always talk about how like Clayster and Enable didn't really get along, and like they had a lot of butting heads issues and stuff like that, but they just made it through for the sake of competition stuff. But you never really hear that about the OpTic roster, which is nice.
I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't even if there were. I think that like in any team sport where you're together so much, especially this has been years that they've been together, like 2.5 years they've been together. I'm sure there's been at some point a spat, you know what I mean?
You're gonna get annoyed, for sure.
But when you have 4 guys who are as skilled as they are and as dedicated as they are, working together towards the same goal, all that can kind of go to the side. And then when you're winning, it's like that. When you're winning, it kind of those problems go away. And I know Seth said in his did you watch the press conference after? It was like a 30-minute press conference with the guys.
I was super hungry.
I caught that. Oh yeah, you were at the event.
I was at the event. Yeah,
I was at home, so it was very easy for me to watch, Amanda.
Yeah.
But Seth was saying that they're all really good friends. Yeah. Outside the game, and I think Formal kind of does more of his own thing, which I think is really that's cool. I would probably do the same thing too. I'm kind of like a chill solo person anyway,
and that's okay if that's what works for them. That's what works. I dig
but you see Krim, Karma, Seth, they're doing stuff all the time, and when they were boot camping Envious, it felt like I feel like maybe that obviously they got to play Envious, and it's no surprise that both of those teams came out better teams, and they were the top 2 teams for the next 2 tournaments after that long boot camp and LAN. Yeah. But maybe that also strengthens their bond. They're going to movies together. That strengthens their bond as a team, and that can definitely help too. So
I think from a boot camp perspective, it works a lot better than actually having a team house, because I can see in a team house people getting very annoyed at each other. If you're literally scrimming each other every day and people make mistakes and you're in the heat of the moment in the game yelling at somebody, and then it's done and you walk outside your room to go get food, and the person you've just been yelling at for 3 hours and who's been yelling at you for 3 hours walks out their door, there's going to be a lot of animosity there that you feel like you can't get away from. Yeah. So it's like a boot camp. It's like this very team building exercise.
You're going there for a purpose.
Yeah, it's like going to summer camp or going to a work conference or something, but dedicated towards your actual goal.
Skill set,
and then you can go
training
home.
Camp.
Yeah, it's a training camp, and then you get to go home. Yeah, it's not
I think that's hugely beneficial. I think that team houses benefit content. But even when we were saying the last episode with the OpTic Gang movie, and I'm moving down to Texas too, we're all gonna have our own spaces and apartments. But then we're gonna go to this office space and work together. So there's gonna be certain things where okay, well, let's say we have a smooth competition to do. Everyone's aware, everyone shows up, everyone does it, kills it, and then we go back and maybe I want to go stream by myself, or I want to go hang out with, my girl, or do whatever and just have my own time. It's such a healthier thing for your mind and for the content, I think, that you can have a collab space, but also because when you're kind of all in the same house, I feel like it provides great content, but it provides the same type of content.
Yeah, and it gets stale fast, and I feel like people get complacent because you're always like, oh, we can always just do it later. We're all here. We can just do it later. We're all here, and then it never gets done. Yeah. So it's you get that initial hype, and then it fades.
Yeah, and now it's going to be hey, what are we doing this week? What's the focus this week? Oh, the new COD's coming out. What are we doing? Are we doing streams together? Should we make a video? Oh, I have this cool idea for a video. Everyone meet me here at this time. Okay, I got you. I'm there. So that's the type of stuff I'm looking forward to personally. I think it'll help the team's content and every player's 100%. Individual content, because then when you're watching someone's video, say you watch my video, you're seeing everything through my lens, right? You're seeing my own space. Not a team house, not a familiar place that you always see, the OpTic house living room or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be my own journey, but then also collabing with all these other people that
you get little cameo appearances in your story, rather than literally everybody has a camera for different narratives of one thing.
I think that's one of the reasons that Hector's vlog really took off so well. Obviously, people are interested. Hector's a naturally entertaining guy. Hector, if you're watching, don't listen. The voice. I don't like when he knows that I compliment him. Is that weird? I don't, because I just don't like being seen as a suck up. But I just think he makes great content. He's entertaining. But the allure of his content is obviously getting kind of an insider businessy look at stuff. Yeah. And then also and then also hey, I'm going to the OpTic house, and then he goes there usually with some kind of purpose to talk to them about something or ask them a certain question, and then he leaves, and then you still see
CS house.
Yeah. And so then you see his daily journey, instead of okay, I'm down in the kitchen now. Okay, I'm in the living room now. Hey, Flame Sword. Okay, I'm in my room now. I'm going to go stream. It's a lot better to have a variety of a backdrop.
No, I agree. And I had talked about that with somebody like a year or two ago. They were a year and a half ago. We were talking about when it was the team houses were first getting really big, and we were this is a really great idea and it would be super fun, but wouldn't it actually be better if everybody just kind of lived near each other and then went to an office, so that was the purpose, that you were there to work and you had that mentality that you were there to work, so that it would just be more productive. type thing. And so like that was a great conversation, and something SOAR has been like, it's not been decided yet, but something that I know they want to do is get a second house that people rotate in and out of.
Oh wow! So like if someone for like a month or like a week?
Yeah, like a couple of weeks or a month at a time, where you'd have somebody just go to the house, and then and then they would rotate in and let somebody else come in. So it would be like, for example, we could do like random like SOAR girl house for like 3 weeks or a month or something, where it's just like like me, Rachel, Allie, Butters, Riss, or whoever else wants to come, and it would be near the actual SOAR house, so we could actually like, go visit and stuff. But it would just be this like, it's not anything that can come soon, just because obviously they just got the SOAR house. And,
No, it's a cool idea though, because like bringing in fresh faces really changes everything up.
It does. So even if you had like a couple people that were there longer, but there was just new faces kind of rotating in and out. So you had like one person that's kind of like the house manager that's just kind of always there, just making sure that everything gets dealt with. Because you need somebody like that.
It's hard when you have a house and you're so young too, because it's just immediately goes, okay, yeah, we're gonna party and it's gonna be great. But you also have to have that level of like, well, we're here to work,
Yeah.
You got to have a balance. You can have fun, but you also like, you got to put in the work. And so sometimes if it goes too much to the work side, it's like, oh, this isn't fun. But if it goes too much to the fun side, not enough stuff's getting done. So I feel like a communal place like you're talking about is a really good way to like balance content. I have no idea if this is entertaining for our viewers to listen to.
No, I think it is. They always seem to really like it when we just kind of like
free ball
back and forth. And honestly, I made a video about team houses that did like really well. People like seem to just really like talking about them and just the idea of them.
I always wonder, because I mean, obviously I watch a lot of content too, but I always wonder like, how does it, like if you're just watching content and you don't have any idea of like what the thought process is to making it, like would you find it interesting? But I suppose because a lot of people absorb that content. Like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of team houses that are really big.
Yeah, and they're always growing and stuff. I think it's a great idea to help build communities and stuff, and it definitely helps with content. But I do like the idea of kind of rotating people in to keep everything fresh, so that you don't get that issue where people are just getting complacent, that it's like, oh, we can always just record this later. We can always just do this later.
Yeah.
Because eventually it's like, no, we are here for 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks to do these things. These are the things we want to do.
You got to have like a schedule, an itinerary, stuff to do. Exactly. And I think, I don't know, I'm just really excited about the move to Dallas, just for the OpTic team, and obviously for myself. It obviously benefits me to go. So I'm very excited to get more involved than I've ever been as far as that goes. So I'm super hyped, yo. And I'm super hyped for you if you end up doing that. Like could you go for like a few weeks or a month to like a house in America?
I'd probably be able to do that. Like my job, I'm kind of lucky. I would probably have to get myself in like, I'd really have to like kind of save up some money for a bit just to make sure that I had enough to cover everything. I could easily do 2 weeks, but like for an entire month, I'd have to like plan it a little bit more. But my job's pretty good in the fact that as long as I have somebody covering the shifts, they don't care. As long as there's like an actual personal trainer available to cover my shifts, they're fine with me not being around. One of the other personal trainers, like he's kind of ex-military, so he's always just kind of going on vacations and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So as long as I have somebody to cover my shifts, is good to go. Like this summer has worked out really well, that for whatever reason, I've never missed a single client. All of my traveling have been like away from when I have clients. All my clients are on like Wednesdays for some reason. I always leave the Thursday, come back on Tuesday at the latest. So that Wednesday is just always good. But like I'd be able to do it for sure. Like ideally, by the time SOAR gets something like that, I'd be in a position where this could potentially be my main source of income, so that I really wouldn't even have to worry about that. Because it's a long time coming for that. But yeah.
Girl, grind, I swear. I swear, dude, I mean, I don't like telling you this stuff, but I knew when I found your shit, I was like, she's going to be big, dude. Like, I don't want to, like, inflate your ego or whatever. No. I don't like inflating people's ego.
No, it's good.
But that's just my genuine opinion and thoughts. Like, you have a great work ethic and you're entertaining. So, you know, just keep doing it. Keep striving. Keep striving. So you want to know something crazy happened to me?
Yes, I would love to.
I have not yet acknowledge this.
I noticed because I'd heard about it and somebody asked me about it, and I was like, I don't think so. Maybe like on stream, and I was just like, I'm not entirely sure, so I didn't like go into it.
Yeah, but yeah, it finally happened. I don't know why, because like, you know, there were other times where I was more like a big name in the community, so I don't know why me, but it finally happened. I finally got swatted on stream.
You've made it. Bless.
Yeah, right. I guess. I thought it was gonna happen a long time ago when it was because it's kind of died down. It's kind of like not that cool
like the
anymore.
charges for it are like super serious now. Yes. So like you get jail time for it now. So people are kind of like.
There were people that recently got busted about it, and also like I think the novelty, the newness of it is kind of gone. So I'm not going to go too far into details about it, but I was streaming the the World War II beta on Friday, one of the first days it was out, and I was really hyped. Yeah. Or maybe it was even on Thursday. It was like one of those days.
I think it was Thursday because somebody asked me about it on Friday.
Okay, yeah. So
I feel like it was Thursday.
The first day of the beta, I was hyped, and I keep getting these fucking calls from the cruise lines. Everyone's not getting these, right?
Yeah.
And I just actually saw there's a big class action lawsuit for a bunch of calls that happened like years ago.
Oh wow.
And so you could get up to $700 depending on how badly you were harassed. So I checked my number to see if I got that, and they said no. But this was from between 2004 and like 2012 or something like that.
Oh wow.
And I'm getting called almost daily. I'm blocking the numbers every time. So anyway, my mom had just tried to call me while I was streaming, and I messaged her. I said, "Hey, I'm busy right now. I can't talk." And she said, "Okay, no problem. Have a good day." And so then my phone started ringing again, and so I thought, it's them damn cruise people, because they'll make it look like a local number, which is really makes me mad. And this was a local number, so I'm like, if it's not my mom, and it's nobody that I recognize, I'm not answering. I'm streaming, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then it rings again, and I'm like, whatever. And then it rings again, so I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I mute my mic. I'm like, hello, and it's this very, very serious sounding lady telling me that there's a weird call that they just got, and they wanted to know that I'm okay and what's going on. And so then I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting swatted. So I go talk to her, and while I'm talking to her, I'm like looking outside, and I see this big black SUV like 50 yards away out the window, and this big guy with a big gun is out of the car, and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh god.
And so I'm like, okay. I explained to her very calmly. I said, I think I know what's going on. I am live streaming. This is a common thing that's happening across America right now. This isn't the first time for this to happen. I know people that this has happened to, and this is usually what they do, and this is exactly what the exact call that they said was like the exact call they used for all the other swattings.
Oh, wow.
But they still have to show up, which sucks.
Yeah, of course.
And they knew this one. When I talked to the detective after, he said that he had a feeling that what they said happened, because they said some really horrific stuff happened. And so he said, we had a feeling that this was not real, but we still have to show up. And so I was like, cool. So I explained to her, and it doesn't really bother me that it happened. I felt safe the whole time. It's not that scary. Like, I'm glad that they had a presence of mind, and I'm glad that I answered my phone, and I'm glad that I was able to calmly explain what was going on. And so I explained to her, and she tells me that I have to empty everything off of me, and I have to go outside of my apartment building with my hands up. I'm like, well, my neighbors think I'm crazy, so I fucking go outside with my hands up. The guys were really nice. There was like I saw at least 5 cars. I saw an ambulance with 2 paramedics, and I saw at least 10 to 15 detectives and SWAT. Like, they were dressed like military people. They had the big M4s or whatever they have. But they were all very nice. Everyone was very nice I talked to. And
that's good.
My fucking neighbor came home, though, right when it happened. So I'm pretty sure they think I'm a drug dealer or something.
Yeah, of course, obviously, yeah.
And I haven't gone over to explain what happened yet to them.
Because there's probably days where you just don't leave your house.
No, ever. Or like they don't, I think he doesn't either. So like sometimes next time I see him, I'm going to be like, yo, by the way, remember that? Yeah, I'm not crazy. Sorry. Sorry about that. But I don't know. They still had to do it. They went through all my stuff, and I made sure to tell them. I was like, I have 2 cats. They will not bother you, but please don't step on them, and please don't touch them. Yeah. Because I've heard horror stories of, like, people, like, especially if you have a dog or something that attacks one of them. Oh, I know. And so
it's not even that they attack. They just come at them, and they're like, oh, I don't know how to deal with an animal. I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah. So I really
Kevlar, let it bite you.
I vividly described to them what they would see in my plays, but they still went through my whole everything. They went through my closet, my bed. My bed was all messed up. But yeah, overall, I mean, I guess it sucked, but it was bound to happen eventually. I've always thought that this was going to happen to me, but then it never did. And I was like, whatever. But, I mean, I don't know. It's really not as big of a deal as people make it seem. I don't understand why they would want to waste those resources or how. I don't really understand the kick of the joke, I guess.
I don't know, because kids are stupid, immature.
I guess it's a control thing. They can say, oh, look, I made these people walk through our apartment. I should have flipped my cam down, but I just didn't think to do it because the lady sounded so serious. So I was just trying to be very serious back to her. And
of course.
Next time I'm definitely just blacking my cam, probably ending my stream. And dealing with it. But I felt really bad. I mean, it's not my fault. I felt really bad, though, and I explained to the officers, and they did a really great job of, like, making me feel safe, and they said if anyone bothers me, like, they can be there in seconds, because I live so close. So I was
because, like, some officers are just not like that. I was telling you earlier that, like, some of them actually blame the streamer as if they've done something to specifically incite this, when it's like, you don't understand. This person literally went through the internet, illegally found my address, and then placed an illegal phone call to you saying that I've done something horrible or that something horrible has happened in this location.
Right.
Like, this is not my fault. So
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, these guys were super understanding. They're super hip to it. He's like, well, this has been happening across America, and we've been aware of it and stuff. So it's not like they're unaware, and they're like, this is serious. We're going to send the dogs or whatever. Like,
exactly.
Like, they were super cool about it, and they did a great job making me feel really safe. And I already feel really safe in my plays. Like, I have things to defend myself with, and I just feel safe. So, I don't know. Overall, I rate the experience negatively just because I feel bad that this must have cost the city thousands, you know? And so I just feel bad about that. But I pay taxes.
There you go.
It wasn't my fault. I would never do that. It is a felony.
Yeah, it's a felony.
I would never do that. So it sucked, but what can you do? Kids will be kids.
Yep, kids will be kids.
Yep. The time I was most afraid of it happening was when I still lived with my mom.
Yeah,
my mom
that would suck.
Kick my ass out if I did that, or if that happened when I lived with her. She'd be like, "Get out of here!
Get out of here! Oh no!
Get out of here!" But anyway, it wasn't too bad. I've definitely had worse pranks done to me.
Oh, that's something then. There you go.
It doesn't rank in my top worst pranks ever, so.
That's lucky because, like, some people, they come and they, like, break down the door and stuff, and it's like, whoa.
No, yeah, they said they don't do that. They said they can't. Unless they know that somebody's actively being hurt, they can't knock down the door.
Well, that's good, but that's because some people don't listen. Some cops are just kind of like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're going through. Like,
I don't know. The way he described it to me was that they were very super well versed in what was happening.
Well, hopefully they've changed, like they've made people more aware of it because it became such a prevalent thing. So
he actually said like he just busted someone that was doing it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was like, we take this very seriously. So
good.
I was glad that he was hip to it, the fact that it was a prank, because I would feel, but like for your friend that had it, they were mad at her about it. Like that's the wrong way to place your anger. You know, you gotta get to the bottom of it. She's not at the bottom of it, so
yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of getting to the bottom of it, though, let's get to the bottom of these Twitch bots, Amanda. What's up with this?
So, like, some of them aren't bots. It's a lot of real people. So if you guys don't know, there's this new Twitch feature it launched with the new mobile app, that when people sign up for memberships on Twitch, you're forced to follow like a certain amount of streams, and it actually asks you like, what are your interests? Pick one of these games, and then it shows you like, what?
Is it forced?
It forces you. Yeah, really? It forces you apparently. And then so it brings up a list of people currently streaming that game from like different levels. And then you can watch like a little tidbit of their content and then click the follow. But for the most part, you're not forced to actually watch anything. So what I'm guessing a lot of people do is just, you know, okay, well, I'm interested in Call of Duty World War II. Click it, and then you just literally click the top 10 names that you see. And I think it just randomly shows you the name. It's not like it doesn't display it in like popularity order. It just gives you 10 people that are streaming it based on what you've said you're interested in. And then you can click like. So it seems like a great thing. New followers, free follows, you know, more chance for people to see your content. But the thing is that what I've personally noticed is that most of the people following me and I'm going to give you an example. In a 2-hour stream on Saturday night, I got 562 followers.
It's quite a lot.
In a week, I've gone from 3,200 followers to like 400. I literally gained 1,000 followers in the last week or two. Right. 1,000 followers. And have I gotten 1,000 new active viewers in my stream? No. When I'm noticing these mass wall of followers, I would say that like less than 10% of the people that are showing us following or new followers actually end up interacting in the chat.
Right. So, like, if you have an alert and it says Billy Bob just followed, and you're like, thanks, Billy Bob, and then you look in the viewer list and Billy Bob's not even there.
Not there. Yeah, exactly.
You're creating this weird echo.
Yeah, but it just keeps going. So it's like on Sat, I literally had to shut off my follow alert, which I don't like because I'm not that big of a streamer. So I feel like one of my personal charms that I have to offer the world is that if you are a new follower, I directly acknowledge you the second you come in. You know, if it says, you know, I'm going to use my friend Swoopy. Swoopty follows, I say, yo, what's up, Swoopty? Thank you so much for the follow. How you doing tonight? You know? And then if they don't want to talk, they can just go to Lurkin. And if they do want to talk, they can be like, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. I even saw somebody being like, I'm really sad. My name didn't pop up on the screen. So like what I might do is like disable the sound or something. So the name still pops up every time it happens. But it's like on Saturday night, I literally had to shut it all off because your viewers start saying, are you follow botting? Are you being botted? Yeah. And then you have to just keep explaining, no, there's this new feature on Twitch. And I don't know if it just like a lot of people were making the accounts at the same time or if there's just like a glitch where maybe a bunch of people who clicked follow all just start displaying at the same time. Because there was like in that 2-hour period, there was like a half hour that I was getting. It was like every second there was a new follow, new follow, new follow, new follow.
Well, they're definitely not bots because I follow
some of them are
Twitch. Yeah, some of them probably are.
But one of the accounts I got followed by was like GGGGGGGG, and then one was like 1059 or something. So you know,
yeah, like
but they're real accounts. They're real people.
They are real accounts, and they do open up a potential. Like especially for a smaller. So let's think about it from the aspect of a smaller streamer.
Yeah.
If you're a smaller streamer and somebody follows your channel but they don't necessarily know why they did, maybe the next time that they go to look for a certain game or they go to look at their following to see who's streaming, they see you and they're like, oh, they're playing a game I already said I like and let's go see what's up. And they're not, because right now how Twitch is let's say the beta, World War II Beta, huge weekend for the beta. Yeah. Most people click World War II Beta and then they see like Nadeshot, Courage, Nick Mercs, and they're like, oh, these guys must be the best streams. And they are great streams. I'm not saying like Nadeshot's incredible. Like I've been watching Nadeshot since MW3.
For sure.
He inspired me to stream actually. So I'm not throwing shades at top streamers in the games. But most cases, they just click the first stream they see. And they don't bother to really scroll down and try to find, unless they're actively looking for someone to know what they're looking for.
I did pretty good actually this weekend. I did pretty good. But
it's harder too. It's people say like it's easier to get more viewers like that, but it's actually more difficult to stream bigger games.
Yeah, like, I had a couple of people get really salty this weekend, and I was like, guys, like just stream, you know, have fun. Don't be so negative about it, and more people are more likely to like pop into your stream. Like I did great, not really expecting much of anything, and I did, you know, IW did really well for me too in the beta last year. Yep. So it's just how you just present your attitude. But like coming from a small streamer standpoint, my friend Scorch, for example. He was getting hit with this problem really bad because he's been going through old games, like literally just been going through the story of older games or like these just random games that not a lot of people are playing. So there was one night he got like 100 new followers and he was like, my viewers have not changed. Nobody's coming back to the stream. Nobody new is coming from these follows. So it's actually really annoying to me to see, oh, I have 200 people following me, but I'm still only averaging like these low viewer numbers that like kind of fluctuate day to day.
But how do you know that they're not gonna like? How do they know that they're not gonna eventually check out a stream? Like, isn't it better to have than to have not? Isn't it better to open up the possibility than to not have the possibility and be at the bottom of the? Because most people, when they're scrolling through a game, they pick the first couple streams. They base it just on what everyone else is watching. Yeah. So this actually, I think, opens up an opportunity for smaller streamers, or just an opportunity for people to find channels that they may not have went and seeked out, right?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
I'd be more interested to know what the actual algorithm is, though, for choosing, like, why does my channel get chosen? Why does a channel with 5 viewers get chosen? What is it based off? Is it just based on when they're streaming? Is it based off of just what?
I think it just randomly displays a handful of people that are live, and it lets you scroll through, and then they can click it. I know for him, he says he's been keeping an eye on it, and he said that like so far nobody that has followed him has come back from that, apparently. Yeah. But again, he's playing a lot of random games. He's frequently kind of switching up what he plays. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, there were some people that were following from that big slew that did stick around and that were actually watching. But for the most part, it was just he's like,
it's like an inflated number. Definitely, because it makes it feel, because especially as like a smaller streamer, you're grinding for those follows. And
so now I feel like I didn't earn it. I hit 4K and I was like,
I think that it might make the follow metric a little bit more useless than it already is. Because, for instance, my channel, I gained 80,000 followers in my first year or two on. I think I was on Twitch for like a year and a half before I went over to MLG.
Yeah.
And so now, I came back and I went from 80K to now I have over 100. I had like 140K, and then all this follow stuff started happening. So now I've hit more than 150K, and it was like really fast. But 150,000 followers and even 80,000 followers does not translate to viewers ever. It never has.
It doesn't. No, it never has.
Does not equal how many concurrent viewers you have. So I think that following, although it feels great to earn a new follow. Like they found your stream, they enjoy it, they want to watch again. It feels great. Yeah. But as a metric for judging how well you're doing, I think following is not a good way to judge it. You got to judge it off of chat interaction. You can do viewers too.
Yeah, so for me, chat interactions.
Chat
really
interactions number one, though. Chat interaction.
For the type of streams we do, some people do have streams where like people are just chilling there watching them and they're not really interacting, and that's just how like for whatever reason it's really popular just to watch people play like World of Warcraft and not talk. Or just story games and not talk, which is fine. But like for you and me, we're all about that chat interaction. So
yeah, and people watch streams for different reasons. Like some people just put it on to have something on in the background. Like when I'm cleaning, I either put on a podcast or a stream, and I'll listen to Dr. Disrespect play PUBG
well,
or whatever.
Somebody like that, like he's already so big that like one extra person not talking isn't even going to like register. And you have people that are like Summit that are so big that they literally they're overwhelmed just by having their sub mode only on. Like there's so many people watching him and so many people sub to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. I definitely know that the follower count isn't a good metric, but it was always just kind of this nice little goal. And it's cool that I hit 4K. I'm excited. But I'm actually watching. I'm keeping an eye on the number to see how much it fluctuates, because I feel like because people are being forced to follow accounts, they're inevitably going to go back to those accounts and unfollow them. So I'm just trying to see how much that number fluctuates.
That's a very good point. Or if they see a streamer that maybe one time, like let's say like I played Planet Coaster. I actually played Planet Coaster and got many new followers compared to how many active viewers I had at the time, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Same thing. I played Injustice, same thing happened.
Yeah, and like I'm not a Planet Coaster streamer, so now maybe those people are gonna be like, oh, this person's playing Call of Duty all the time. They don't play Planet Coaster. I'm not interested in that. Unfollow, right?
I literally had somebody after the WW2 Beta last year. I was like, I'd been playing a bunch of Call of Duty, and then I played like one day. I went on H1, and some dude literally came in the chat, was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were a Call of Duty streamer, so I'm gonna unfollow you now.
You changed.
He was like, I thought you were exclusively Call of Duty, and I was like, dude, I still play a ton of COD. It's just sometimes I'm gonna play a different game, man. Like,
yeah, I try to put that in my bio. Like, I stream mainly Call of Duty, but you'll see me play major releases and other games that I like H1 or Call.
I think that's the best way to be.
Yeah,
it keeps you like make sure that people are there for you and not what's going on in the background of you.
I think
which is how I like to market myself.
It's really difficult to be a variety streamer, like, and to grow, because usually you want to pick a game, and it's especially hard, especially like if you really like PUBG and you really want to grow. It's almost impossible at this point. It's such a huge game, and the Goliaths that are at the top of the stream list, like Dr. D. And I mean, like I said, no shade to Dr. D. I respect everything he's done.
There's a reason why he's doing well.
I started watching his stream when he had 80 viewers. I've been watching his YouTube videos since 2010. I've followed his journey, okay, and it's amazing to see his success. But if you're a small streamer trying to get into PUBG, what's going to make them watch you over a top 3 streamer?
Yeah.
So that's why I think, especially from a smaller streamer standpoint, maybe randomly getting followed kind of feels less rewarding, but at the same time, it maybe would encourage someone checking out your stream in the future, even though it's not immediate. So
yeah, that's true.
That's what I think about it. I think that it is a really weird thing, though. It's definitely odd. It doesn't follow their usual model.
No, and like I feel like they've been doing a lot of things lately that have just kind of not. I feel like the intention is right, and then how it actually gets applied and used is wrong. Like the vodcasts. That was a disaster.
Don't like vodcasts at all.
I hate the vodcast. I had people going for the SOAR RC being like, I have my vodcast running so you can see the streams. And I was like, if I want to watch the stream, I'll go to your VODs.
Yeah.
I don't need to, like...
A vodcast is a lazy way to promote your stream, in my opinion.
It is. And I think that its intention, like I said, would have been really good for like pro players. You could rewatch matches that you were playing on stream and actually discuss with your viewers that you couldn't do when you were streaming because... you're a pro player. You got to focus on the game. You can't focus on the chat as much. I feel like in my mind, that was the point, was to actually be in your chat, but people aren't in their chats.
Yeah, like,
you know,
I find that really odd. Even like, I guess from a pro player standpoint, it makes sense, but from my standpoint, like, I don't want to talk about something we already went through together as a chat.
Yeah. It's like reacting to your videos.
Yeah, and it's very time consuming. So yeah. I don't think I'm down with that.
No, I'd rather just be having fresh conversation, interacting fresh.
Have you had issues with your view count too? Because I have like a view count on my dashboard that I think is actually accurate. I have a view count in my chat list, and then I have a view count. I noticed when I host people, it says I have way less or way more viewers than I actually had in my stream. It's like a crazy fluctuation. I read actually from one of the Twitters of the Twitch guy that I linked to.
Yeah.
He was saying that is because on the new mobile app, there's a feature where I can swipe.
It only shows you active talkers, right? It's like something like it only shows you the people that are actively speaking in the chat, not everybody who's just lurking or something like that.
Well, I don't know what it's doing, but people on the mobile app, like if I go into your stream, Amanda, and I'm in there chatting, I'm saying, hey, what's up, girl? And then like I want to swipe to someone else that I'm live because I have a huge following list of people that I'm following. So I'm swiping to see who else is live, and I'm immediately in their chat, and I can see their entire chat history, right? Like it's not like I go into a fresh chat. I'm going into like an active chat that it feels like I've already been there. Yeah. And so I think that maybe when I'm swiping through that to see it, because I was just testing it out, like maybe that's counting me as a viewer in the chat.
Yeah, it could.
But I don't know how it counts it. It's really weird. But definitely I still think the dashboard number is correct.
Yeah.
And the number that viewers see is correct, I think. I don't know though.
It fluctuates a lot too. Like over the weekend, it was really random. It would be I'd be looking and be like, oh, 60 people. Then it would be like down to like 40. And then suddenly it would jump back up to like 55. And it's like
I've noticed
going all over the place. But it's cool. I had a good time. As long as people talking.
No, yeah, I mean, even like obviously viewership is the #1 metric that people see on Twitch, and that's how they almost decide who to watch, right? Like we're talking about the top 5 streamers or whatever in each category. Yeah. But I think even still, like chat interaction is what I base my success off of.
Same. As long as the chat is bumping.
To me, my focus on my stream has always been community. So if you have a positive interactions going on in the chat, who cares if you only have 40 viewers or 100 viewers or 500? Because I find once you, obviously it's cool. Everyone wants to have more viewers, right? Everyone wants to grow. And even if you don't chat, just you watching the stream helps the streamer go because it places them higher in the order. And that's how people find their channel, right? But like, I think it's cool. And it's you kind of lose it a little bit. Like I've had like huge streams where I've had thousands of viewers, and it's really hard to have that communication.
Yeah, people almost drop off talking, so then the chat almost dies the busier it gets because people are like, well, she's never gonna pay attention to me because like it's like when you get rated by really big streamers or something. Maybe you don't have this happen anymore, and then it overruns the chat so much that your regular viewers actually get annoyed, and then they just kind of leave.
My viewers get freaking pissed when the unknowns come in, dude. Whenever there's a bunch of new people, my core audience is like, we've been here the whole time. Who are you? You know?
I don't mind. It was funny. When I was streaming on the G Fuel channel, I got rated by Courage.
Oh, that's awesome. And the Courageous came through?
Yeah, the Courageous, but then it was like, trying to smash. He's trying to smash, and he had to be like, guys, chill. Guys, chill. Be nice.
Imagine just like thinking logically for a second, Twitch chat.
They never do.
I love Twitch chat. Twitch chat's my favorite thing about the internet.
I love it.
Even as bad as they can be sometimes, like everyone's a freaking expert. Everyone's a comedian. Everyone is a pro player at the same time. It's amazing.
I get so annoyed when people start giving me tips, and I'm like, look, I'm a terrible gamer. I know I'm a terrible gamer. And the more you tell me to do something, the less I want to do it, even if you're right, because like
backseat gaming.
Yeah, please don't. Just don't. No bueno. Like unless it's like a really helpful tip, unless I'm doing something so backwards or making something so difficult on myself that it's like, oh, you can literally do that in like half the amount of steps you're doing right now. That's helpful.
Yeah, I like when it's helpful. Dude, my chat helps me so much. It's embarrassing, actually. I'm like, you guys should just play.
No, unless it's a story game and you're telling me where to go next, like I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, like spoiling. This is my problem. This is my problem with Twitch chat, and this is the only time they get under my skin is when I'm playing. Let's say I'm doing GBs, especially when I'm doing something competitive, league play, GBs, anything competitive.
Yeah,
I could do well I could just stream for 4 hours. I'm doing well for 3.5 hours. I'm doing well in my games. There's some, you know, off games here and there, but for the most part, I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
And everything's great. Or even if I'm just playing a pub, like I'm winning every game. I've won 20 games in a row.
Yeah.
And then there's one game where it's just off. I do bad. I go 0 and whatever in S&D. And the chat turns on you so fast. They're like, you freaking suck. You're in OpTic? I can't believe it. And I'm like, dude, have you been watching the whole time? I've been killing it all day. I've won bad game. And like, that's the part where I actually break down. I'm like, oh.
I clarify so much. I'm like, I'm like, chat, what do we say about my gameplay? And then my regulars are like, you're trash, you're crap, you're shit. And I'm like, yes, you just
embrace
it's like steer into the skid. Steer into the skid. So people will be like, are you really in sore? And I'm like, not as a player. Not as a player.
I'm just here for a good time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just here for the ride, guys. It's a good time.
Just here to have fun and make you laugh, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, there's a good mix, too. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of don't understand sometimes, like, certain roles that people have in teams. Like, obviously, I'm not Scump. People compare me to him all the time. I'm like, do you even understand how different me and him are as players and how much better he is at the game than me?
Yeah.
But maybe I might be a tiny bit better at, like, not being entertaining, but interacting while I'm playing and trying to make it a community feel. Well, Seth is really good at the game, and that's why people watch him, because when you watch a good player, you get better.
Yeah.
But you also could go to a stream for interaction, like me, or interaction, making jokes, having a good time, kicking back, and really interacting with a community that's going on.
Yeah, that's why I like being
as a streamer, it's hard to even balance that, because I want to be good. I do want to be good. I can't meme it up like you. You have a good meme.
Yeah,
I'm trash at the game. Low expectations.
Exactly. It's good.
I try to be good-ish, but also be kind of funny, even though my jokes suck, and also provide a good experience for the chat. So it's almost like
I don't like being 100% terrible. Like,
oh, no,
I do like to actually do well. It's just I know I'm not that great, and I accept that.
Yeah, you don't like say, "Hey guys, top 50 ranked H1 player here. Check me out."
Chuno. Yeah, Chuno. Yeah.
I used to do that on Black Ops 2 League play. I used to put Master Rank 69.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
69.
So they would know.
They would know. I'm serious business.
Almost the best.
Almost the best.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. We talk about Twitch quite a lot on the podcast, but I think it's just so ingrained in our communities that we have, and also just stuff we're interested in.
Yeah.
Was there anything else we had to talk about, or that we should talk about? Did you watch McGregor's versus Mayweather's?
I did. I watched I didn't watch all of it, but I watched like a big chunk of it.
Girl, what?
I had streamed like the entire day, and I'd been editing for 12 hours before I streamed for like 6 hours or something like that. So like I was pretty wiped by the end of it, because by the time it started here, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Damn, you're wild.
I'm wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, I watched like a bunch of it. I didn't see it end, unfortunately. I passed out before it ended, but
don't worry, Connor passed out too.
Oh yeah.
It was exciting.
He did better than I thought he was going to do.
I think he did better than everyone thought he was going to do, and I just thought
111 hits. Good
really, he hit him more than Pacquiao ever hit him, and I thought
30 times more,
I thought it just was a really interesting thing to watch, and it was predictable what happened. But
I think they both dealt with it well.
No, I think the best part about Conor McGregor is even when he loses, he is humble and honest. He doesn't make an excuse. He doesn't steer away from it, kind of like you'd see like Ronda Rousey just didn't do media,
it was like,
didn't talk about it.
Yeah, she's like, no, I didn't lose. I learned a lesson, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I think it obviously, even before the fight, I knew either way he wins. Because even if he loses, he still went out of his comfort zone. He tried something. He made mad money. He went against the best ever. And it happened,
exactly.
Right? So
they're both winners
really can't lose. The only person that loses in the fight is if Conor defeats Floyd, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way that fight's a failure, right?
Yeah. Then it's
for
like,
him.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really like Mayweather as a person, just with all his history with the women's, and then him calling Conor a F word. I really didn't think that was a good
he's not. I think he just comes across as bad, so I wanted him to lose simply for that.
Yeah. And I think he does that. I mean, he does it on purpose. That's why he came out with like the mask on, because he's playing villain. Like, I totally get it, but I don't really like that. But I do respect his skill set. He's so incredibly good at boxing. He's the
absolutely.
best ever.
Clearly, 50-0.
Very awesome for him. I guess I'm happy for him that he's just able to retire with 50-0. That's super dope. I think any athlete would love to do that. So super cool. I liked it. I got my money's worth. I got my everything I was looking forward to about it worth.
Yeah. There you go.
And I think everyone was mostly happy with the fight.
I think so, yeah.
Hell yeah. We even had Amanda the Jedi watching boxing. That's amazing.
I know, it's crazy.
It's such a mainstream thing. Like, everybody's talking about it.
So many people were talking about it that I was like, I might pop in. And I'm pretty sure Chiz made a bet on my behalf.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you bet?
I don't know what it ended up being, but he was all like, instead of donating, we're going to make a bet on McGregor for you. And I was like, go for it.
Jesus. I almost made a bet on McGregor.
I think it was like around 5 KO or around 4 KO or something. Because it was like, if he's going to do it, he's going to do it early. Otherwise, he'll run out of steam. So.
Yeah, he really ran out of steam faster than I thought he would because
but then he still somehow made it longer than I thought he would.
No, he was looking bad at round 6 onward.
That's when I started watching and I was like, there's a lot of hugging going on in this.
Yeah, he was trying. Then he was impressed, and I was mostly impressed too with Floyd changing his game plan because Conor wasn't really expecting that to happen.
No, yeah, exactly.
And he said like his composure and the reason he's so experienced and he's won so much showed through. You know, this is his first pro bout, so
yeah. Well, it's because Conor went into it with a game plan to fight how he expects Mayweather to fight, whereas Mayweather went into it knowing, this is what he's going to try to capitalize on, and this is what I have to be prepared for. So Conor couldn't even get that that left hook that he has, that thing that he does where it's just kind of like a boom.
He really only hit him really good, like 1 or 2 times. That one uppercut up the middle looked really hard.
He did, yeah. He got him a couple times, but
so yeah, I was impressed with both of them. I thought it was a great thing. It's a great spectacle. Just the whole thing was a spectacle. And the only problem I have with it is people don't seem to understand that before the fight, when they're hyping it, like they are acting like assholes on purpose. They are trying to make you either like them or hate them because if you hate the other, you'll like the other and you'll want to see what happens. Like it's their job.
It's the dance. It's the acting. It's literally like because nobody's gonna care. It's why they let NHL fighters NHL players fight. Yeah, on the ice, even though it adds nothing to the game, it builds that hype. It builds the rivalries, which adds the narrative. That's why it's always interesting in Call of Duty when there's players that don't like each other. So you got the villains, you got your heroes, and they fight each other, the anti-heroes, stuff like that. You need that for a good narrative. If nobody cares about the players, nobody cares about the game or the fight or whatever. So
yeah. I don't know. I was really like people were saying that like afterwards. Conor said he was gonna knock him out, and look what happened. Like, of course he's gonna say that. What do you want him to say?
Like, he wasn't gonna say, "I'm gonna go in and put up a good fight," but the man's a professional boxer. 49-0.
I'm probably gonna lose. The odds are against me. Lose.
Yeah, like they're not. He's not gonna say that. Like,
and that's every fight ever is like that. And so it's just I could tell the casuals. I mean, I don't watch a lot of boxing. I'm not gonna pretend, but I watch a lot of MMA, and so they do the same thing. Like they don't like create hatred. There are some fighters where like I really respect this guy. I'm gonna go in there and try my best. And you look at their like skill set matchup and you see how that's gonna go. And so that's exciting. But yeah, when there's this much hype and they're trying to make this much money with it, I mean, just the merchandise alone, all the stuff from it, they both made mad money. That's why after the fight, you see so much mutual respect. You see them posing together like they're in love. Like, I'm pretty sure I wanted them to go get gay married in Vegas after the fight. I was like, please, go get gay married.
Go down the street. Go get
gay marriage. I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would be.
Because then how can Mayweather domestically abuse him? How does that work? Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the podcast. I think so. I think we should end on that little joke. It was a joke, by the way.
It was a joke, guys.
Anytime you have to say you're doing a joke, it's not funny.
Yeah, it's probably like, oh god, damn, you did, Ashley. You ruined it.
All right. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry for the lack of just consistency lately. As soon as I get a lot of this stuff figured out with the move, things will be better. Also, Amanda's going out of town, so I'm going to blame her. It's just definitely because Amanda's going out of town.
Totally. I might not even be going out of town, but it's still my fault.
No, yeah, it's all her fault all the time. So thanks for taking the blame on that one, dude, even though it's my fault. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like on the podcast if you liked it. Go check out the other episodes if you missed it. Follow our social medias. Hers is down below in the description. Below her face and in the description. Same with mine. What else? Can I do any sellout stuff? Use code MiDNiTE for discounts on Turtle Beaches, Scuffs, And Control Freaks, use code Jedi on G Fuel now.
G Fuel.
I should have let you say that.
Yeah,
I am
code
not
Jedi.
promoting G Fuel. I like Brisk much better.
I think there are different beverages for different situations.
That's true. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for watching. I must have watching the stream. Thanks everyone for watching the podcast or listening. Have a great rest of your day and good talk. We'll see you out there.